everyone. There we go. Okay, as you said, I'm Tyler Bragg with the Fayette County Assessors Office. Fairly new there. I've been with Fayette County since about September. And as Connie said before that, I was with the state. So I'm just kind of getting my gears turning here in Fayette County, but so far, I think we've made some progress, and hopefully we can continue to make some good progress in the future. Some of our discussion topics here I want to talk about today, the mobile GIS. I gave a presentation on it yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you may have seen that. I wanted to touch on the boundary annexation survey. I haven't really heard any speak about that here at the conference so far, and I know if you're county level, you've been probably going through that here recently. Some of the pictometry usage here for us at the county level, countywide GIS coordination, some of the challenges that we're facing there, and then just general challenges and some future plans for us in Fayette County. For the mobile GIS, I'm just going to give a quick overview of that. Like I said, I talked about it yesterday, and if anybody missed that, if you have any questions on that, feel free to come and seek me out here for the remainder of the conference, and I'll be glad to kind of expound on that a little bit. But successfully deployed 5 mobile GIS units. We do have 5, and they have been deployed. However, they're not all in use full-time yet, so I guess I should kind of caveat that. We've got 2 that are in full-time use right now, and the others are just kind of awaiting training, because we're just maybe beyond our pilot program. We're maybe 3 weeks into getting these on the road. So far, so good. The package includes the ArcGIS mobile software, out-of-the-box functionality that comes from Esri, this HP Pavilion 11.6-inch laptop, the little tiny Global-Sat GPS that you see up there. Looks like a little hockey puck, and a lot of people actually call them pucks. A power inverter for the vehicle, and a laptop stand. So kind of broke into some reasonably new ground when we got into this, but so far it's been good. We've learned a few things, and just trying to pass some of those things on. So if anybody has any questions about that, feel free to, like I said, seek me out at any point in time. The boundary annexation survey for the U.S. Census Bureau, that was something that was new to me this year. Of course, I'm new to the county, so it was new to me. And I learned, I think this is only the 2nd time that our county has done a digital BAS submission ever. And I think the last time was just kind of an ad hoc submission, because I didn't see a whole lot of changes that had been reflected from our annexations that actually were reflected in the U.S. Census Bureau boundaries. So I attended that BAS workshop that they gave from the U.S. Census Bureau, and that was very helpful in kind of understanding the way to go about doing the submissions. One thing is that the Census Bureau boundaries and our district municipal boundaries, I guess I should specify the municipal boundaries for us, were very different in a lot of cases. And I ended up calling the U.S. Census Bureau, and I was told that this is a very common occurrence whenever you're kind of converting from a paper BAS submission, which is what happened, in previous years within our county, now coming up to a digital BAS submission. So, if any of you have done that and encountered that, it's a pretty common occurrence to see a lot of differences. So we kind of went about doing that a little bit at a time. We fixed some this year, did some courthouse research. Actually, they have all of our annexations in a separate file cabinet. They're in the order books from the county commission, but they're also in a separate cabinet. So I was able to go through that cabinet and pretty quickly and easily find all the recent annexations for our county, go out and plot them out, and adjust these boundary discrepancies, and then of course submit those to the Census Bureau. So for this year, I pretty much focused on just 2 of our main municipalities, Fayetteville and Oak Hill. Kind of got most of those fixed up. The other ones we'll have to kind of follow on in the coming years, fixing a little bit at a time. Pictometry usage, this has been a big thing now that every county has this, or should have it, from the Sheriff's Association. For us, we got it, the Sheriff's Association the Sheriff's Office gave it to the 911 Center. We got it from the 911 Center. We now have it on our assessor server. All the field personnel and the administrative staff have the electronic field study software on their desktops there in the office. And they have been really, really helpful. And we have seen immediately, once we got that in place, a drastic decrease in map room visits and people coming back to my office as the only GIS person there within the county that has access to aerial photography, they would often come back and say, hey, I need an aerial photograph of this property, this property. Now they're doing that on their own desktop, which is really kind of freeing me up to do what I need to do, you know, the other tasks that I have to do. So that's been really helpful. We tried it on the initial version of our mobile laptop, and quite frankly, the EFS software, I've talked to other people, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but the software seems a bit buggy. It seems to be kind of unstable in some cases. And it was causing some crashes there between ArcGIS Mobile and EFS. So we actually took that off of our mobile laptops. We may try again in the future whenever they come out with some new releases and maybe fix some of their bugs. From the sheriff's side, we put it on a couple of deputies' laptops. Really, one right now we've got on their main server. I've had some of the detectives starting to use it, so we're kind of pushing. It's been a good vehicle, I think, for GIS to push that pictometry out and get at least people's feet wet with GIS using the imagery, which pretty much everybody can relate to a picture. So it's kind of a most simple form to get the GIS out within the county, and that's kind of the way I've been working that. 911 is working integrated with their computer-aided dispatch systems. The Fire Association is interested, and that's a work in progress. Again, I attended that EFS admin training, which was very helpful. So if they ever offer that again, that may be something, if you're interested. It was pretty informative. Okay, countywide GIS coordination, mostly with pictometry. As I said, at this point, that's kind of the vehicle that I'm deploying GIS to the county. Because everybody can relate to those aerial photographs, and everybody likes to see them. Even if they don't do anything with them, they just like to look. So that's kind of the way that we're getting the word out and kind of starting there. The other departments that are interested in participating: Fire Association, Health Department. We've got zoning and code enforcement with the dilapidated building ordinance that we have. There's a lot of different ways. Sharing data with 911 is something that we've been actively pursuing and accomplishing. And some of the things we're looking maybe with a future imagery acquisition, whether it be pictometry again or another aerial photography, that's something that we're going to be stepping into at some point in time. We've got municipalities who are starting up. Only one right now, the city of Oak Hill. They started up their GIS, so we've been trying to help them out. They really don't have a lot of experience. They don't have a lot of expertise, so they're kind of looking to us to be able to provide that to them. And so we've been trying to do the best we can with that. So some of the challenges and future plans that we've got, challenges, of course, I think somebody else said it, everybody's got a funding problem. I mean, it's us too. Doing more with less. So that's like with our mobile deployment, we were trying to do it on the tightest budget that we could, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. Staff, we've got an overflow of projects and not enough people to do it. I'm really the only GIS staff within the county. We've got our 911 address and mapper coordinator, and he does that over there, but he doesn't really delve much into other GIS things other than doing 911 address mapping. It's just too much to do with one person and still be able to do the job that you're supposed to do, which is maintain the parcels in the county. So we're kind of fighting that. Some future plans, again, potential pictometry, recapture, getting our tax maps into ArcGIS. Now we have the data, but actually getting production tax maps coming out of ArcGIS, we still use AutoCAD. So that's one thing that we're kind of straddling two different softwares right now. And in the future, we're kind of hoping to get those tax maps to be finally produced out of ArcGIS using their data-driven pages functionality. And that'll cut down on some of the work that we have to do when we're keeping that stuff updated. And then expand the GIS usage is another thing that we like to continue working with. GPSs with the sheriff department to get them on board with some mobile mapping, and other departments. I mentioned the fire services and those type of departments, health departments. So we've got a lot of interest, but it's kind of getting the ball rolling with it right now. Okay, so that was just a quick overview of what we've done, what we're trying to do, what we've accomplished. So any questions? I'm open. Okay, questions at the end here.